All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, and speaking about the elect, okay, I wanted to go into this topic really quickly, okay, and dealing with, who is of the elect, who is not. Okay, now, when dealing with that topic, all right, concerning the elect or the election, all right, concerning the elect or the election, all right, we got to understand that the scriptures also do say that we know in part, we prophesy in part, right? That means that not everything, all right, has been given to us to know. And there is a reason for that, okay? Now, when it comes to things like, who's of the elect or certain specifics that are not necessary in particular for salvation, okay, there's a reason we don't know. Okay, now an answer, like I said, here's an answer, okay, is instead of worrying about, am I of the elect, am I not of the elect, oh my gosh, is this person of the elect? Instead of doing that, focus on doing the work, all right? And you should know that what? The elect are going to do elect things, okay? As brothers always say, the elect are going to do elect things. So ultimately, we're going to find out whether we're of the elect or not, but that's going to be at the end of it. So to put your mind at rest, instead of worrying about whether you're of the elect or not, just follow what the scriptures say. You can have some assurance in that. And one main precept you can follow is what the apostle Peter told us. All right, in the book of 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 10, it says, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure, for if ye do these things, ye shall never fall." So we know that we've been called. We're sure of that because we're doing the work of the Lord, right? Now, we don't know who exactly is of the elect. You might have an idea, you might feel, but what did Peter say? Peter said, give all diligence to make your calling and election sure. He didn't say sit there and wonder about whether you're of the elect or not. He said, go put in the work. And if you're of the elect, guess what? You're going to be able to continue putting in the work. So if you want an answer to that question, keep doing the work. And if you finish the work, there's your answer. If you don't finish the work, there's your answer. Which, if you don't finish the work, I doubt you're going to care. All right? I doubt you're going to care too much about whether you're of the elect or not. Okay? But ultimately, the main focus is doing the work, man. All right? Yahushua, when he comes down, he wants to see those doing the work. He said, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right? So the answer to that question is, hey, you're going to find out when you find out. The Lord said, then shall they be known who am I chosen. Okay, so instead of, like, for example, instead of me worrying about, damn, am I of the elect or not? Damn, what if I'm not of the elect? That means everything I'm doing now is for nothing, and getting distracted, I'm going to say, you know what? I don't know if I'm of the elect or not, but I damn sure hope I am. So the best thing that I can do right now to put my conscience at rest, all right, and to help me even push harder is to just keep on working. Like Peter said, give all diligence, okay? Yo, damn, I got today. All right, today, what topic can I go into? What lesson can I do today? How can I edify? Can I re-upload a video? Can I bring out an article? What can I do to edify, to continue to give my diligence? Okay, because I don't know, and there's a reason the Lord did that, is to keep you on your toes. Okay, it's to keep you on your toes, because if you there's times when demons will hop on you and make you feel like you're doing enough, or yeah, I'm good and I'm chilling, try to make you feel complacent. So the fact that you don't know if you're of the elect or not is going to keep you on your toes. You're not going to feel complacent, because if you try to feel complacent, you say, hold up, this complacency could lead to something worse and throw and me up in the world. And if I end up in the world, damn, at that point, you know what I'm saying, it's a wrap. Okay, so you want, if really the answer that you're looking for is you want to be a part of the elect. Okay, so follow what the scriptures say, man. Okay, instead of sitting there questioning, what can you do to make your calling and election sure? Oh, give diligence, so start doing that. All right, focus your mind on that. Don't worry about the ifs and the buts. No, what did the Lord say to do? It's pretty simple. Okay, he says something, we do what he said. And if we're able to continue doing what he said until his appearing, that's it. There's your answer. Okay, now we're going to come back to 2 Peter, but from here I want to go here. This is John chapter 9, verse 4, because ultimately the Lord has put it within his elect spirit to follow the blueprints and the path that the scriptures say the elect would follow. So if you're on that path, don't feel like, oh, just because I'm on this path, I'm more automatically of the elect. Let me just chill. No, because at any moment, the Lord could kick you off that path. See, the path of the elect is not just doing the work or believing, it's continuing. Okay, continuing in righteousness and not being lukewarm, and believing and staying fervent in spirit. The elect will not just teach the word, all right, or believe in this truth or know they're an Israelite. They're gonna do that and then continue in those ways. That's why Paul told Timothy, what? Let me get it. All right, he said, continue thou in the things which thou hast learned. Okay. So they're going to continue in it. So just because you might be doing something that the elect is going to do, you might be teaching, or you might be doing whatever it is you're doing, okay? And the scriptures say that the elect would do that. That doesn't automatically mean you're of the elect, because how many people have we heard of that were doing the job of a prophet, all right? We're teaching this word, but they're not teaching anymore. See, before the Lord took them out, they probably thought, oh, or brothers probably thought, damn, this guy's, he probably of the elect. Look at how diligent or how sharp he is. But one thing you can't forget is that the elect is not just what you're doing now. What did Ezra say? Ezra said, when he saw Yahushua put the crowns on their heads, he said, then began I to greatly commend those that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Okay? They stood stiffly for the name of the Lord. All right, shalom. And so that means that from a spiritual birth until death, meaning when you first find out about this truth until either you die or until Yahushua's return, you're going to continue to do what the elect are going to do. That's how you find out if you're of the elect or not. Because if you're able to continue doing it until the end, there's your answer. You're of the elect. If not, then you're not. Okay? The story has already been written. So regardless, time will tell. Okay? But you don't want to sit on your ass and say, well, since I don't know, I'm just going to sit and wait for the answer. No. All right, put your hand to the plow and get to working, man. Okay, now this is 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 14. It says, but continue thou in the thing which thou hast learned. Right? So we know that to even come remotely close to being of the elect or gaining salvation, you have to what? You have to be in the truth. You got to believe upon the Lord. You got to believe upon these scriptures. Okay, that's number one. But not only that, but now you got to learn the ways. You got to, what did Paul say? Be ye followers of me, even as I am a follower of Yahushua. So you got to continue to follow, right? And once you learn the path, you continue in that. Okay, you just keep on going, man. So it says, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. So the scriptures talk about being fully persuaded in your own mind. If you're fully persuaded that the men that you're learning from are true prophets or true men of the Lord, and they're teaching you the correct truth, then you continue in the things that you've learned. Now, key word is continue in the things that thou hast learned, because there's times when you might learn the truth from somebody, but that person might end up might fall out the truth, or the Lord might kick them out. So Paul said, continue down the things which thou hast learned. That doesn't mean, oh, well, because I learned it from this person, if they're going off, I'm going to go off with them. No. Paul said, be ye followers of me as I am a follower of Yahushua. So if Paul stopped following Yahushua, that doesn't mean you follow Paul. All right. That means you continue on the path that Paul taught you. Okay. If Yahushua is on this path and you see Paul in front of you following that path, and you know that this is the path that leads to salvation, you keep following the path. The reason you're following Paul is so you can learn how to follow the path or how to walk the path. And once you know how to do that, your main mindset now is what? Continue on the path. Okay? That doesn't mean you don't reverence Paul anymore, or you don't reverence the teachers anymore. No, that's not what it means. It just means continue on the path. So if a situation comes where your teacher might end up falling off the path, you don't jump off the path with him. You continue in the path because now you know. Okay, now you know what the path is, man. Our ultimate goal is to gain salvation. The scriptures say, seek ye your own salvation with fear and with trembling. Okay, so if you know what you got to do, you just continue to do it, man. All right. Yes, there's gonna be people that fall out. Yes, there's gonna be things that happen in your life. But what is your number one goal? To continue on that path. That is the only a sense of assurity that you have, all right, that can bring you closer to being of that number, continuing the things that you have been taught. All right, the path and the ways of righteousness, continue doing that, man. Continue in prayer. Okay, it's similar to why we don't remember our past lives. Okay, so let's see. It says, I'm gonna read verse 14 again, and I'm gonna read verse 15. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able, check this out, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Hamashiach Yahushai, or Yahushai Hamashiach. So what did the scriptures say? And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation. And that's why the elders and apostles and brothers always say, we can't save you. Okay? What we're doing is teaching you what can save you, which is following the path and following what's written of in the scriptures. But when it comes down to it, we can't save you. Okay? So God forbid one of us falls off the path. You don't follow us because we're not the ones who's going to give you salvation. You continue to follow us so long as we're following Yahushai. Okay? But if we're going and we jump into a ditch, does that mean you jump into a ditch as well? No. Okay, the scriptures talk about the church. I forgot the name. I think it might have been the church of Berea, who searched the scriptures daily. See, of course, they reverence Paul as the teacher. They believe that he was a man of the Lord, but they searched the scriptures daily to make sure that what he said was in there, to make sure they're not getting bamboozled. Okay? Because, yeah, he's a great man, but you also got to proof check what he's saying, man. It's not about being a respecter of persons. Because I respect this man so much, I'm going to take everything he says as fact. You got to check it in the scriptures, man. Okay? Because if whoever it is a man of the Lord, what they're going to teach is going to be in the scriptures. They got nothing to hide. When we teach you things, we ain't got nothing to hide. If you come up to us and say, "Oh, I'm gonna check if that's in the Bible," we gonna sit you down and say, "Hold up, we gonna show you where is that in the Bible, man." We're not here to try and deceive you, all right, or try and because it's in our benefit to wake up the elect, and it's in the elect's benefit. Okay, Lord willing, we are of the elect, but it's in the elect who are waking up. It is in their benefit to learn what we're teaching them. So it's a win-win. We're not trying to get a one-up on somebody, all right? Or try to, because you might have certain people who, they let it go to their heads, and instead of focusing on the mission that the Lord gave us, they get caught up in the fleshly aspect, of people listening to you and people taking advice from, what ultimately they're not listening to us. You're not really listening to us. You're listening to the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and the Spirit is just using us as a vessel, man. Okay? So, hey, ultimately going back to the point, that's why, brothers will tell you, elders will tell you, look, man, we're not celebrities. You know what I'm saying? We're also trying to gain salvation just like you, because we don't even know if we're of the elect. You can't treat us like we're of the elect, because what happens if somebody falls out? You can't treat, okay, yes, brothers are deep with it. Brothers are knowledgeable. You can learn, but even we're still fighting for our salvation. The Apostle Tahar, why do you think Apostle Tahar, all the elders, no matter how old they are, how long they've been in the truth, why do you think they're constantly diligent, all right, in doing the work? Okay? Because, hey, you know what I mean? Lord willing, we're of the elect. There's a high chance that they're of the elect. That's why the Lord established them like that. Okay? But they know ultimately deep down inside that they don't have, the Yahushua ain't come and tell Apostle Tahar, hey, you're of the elect. Okay, or not that I know of, So he's also given his diligence to make his calling and election sure. Okay, he didn't tell you, oh well, look, see, if you teach past 20 years, you definitely of the elect. That's not the spirit that they're in. They're also in the spirit of, I gotta give my diligence to make my calling and election sure. It doesn't matter. Hey, I've been in this, not me, but I'm speaking in that sense. Hey, I've been in this 30 plus years, but I'm still giving diligence because I'm trying to make my calling and election sure. Okay, you understand that? So even with the great knowledge and experience that they have, they're still giving all diligence because they want to make their calling and election sure. So none of us have the time to feel like, oh, okay, so I've been doing it for a while and the Lord answers my prayers, and hey, ultimately until you up in them chariots, okay, and you know that you've been delivered, you're not gonna know for sure if you're of the elect or not. So what's the best thing you can do? Put in the work, man. Put in the work. Let your focus be on the work. Look, if whether I'm of the elect or not, I'm gonna do the work. Let that be your mindset. You know, that'll keep you in the right. That'll keep you in the right mindset. Okay. So now let's hit some of these precepts. I hit 2 Timothy. All right, this is John chapter 9, verse 4. I must work the works of him. You know what? All right. I must. All right. Verse 4. John 9 and 4. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. So we have an allotted time in which we're supposed to do this work. We're supposed to put in that work, you know? So if you're spending your time, instead of working, you're spending your time on whether, you know, you're of the elect or not, instead of focusing on the job that you've been given, guess what? You're wasting time. That's like the parable Yahushua gave about, you know, the workers, those who were, you know, standing basically idle in the marketplace, and the rich man called him and said, yo, I got work. You come work for me and I'll pay you. You know, some he called early, others he called later, but they all got that payment, right? Now, if he allotted a certain amount of work for you to do, he said, at the end of the day, I'm gonna pay you. And instead of putting in the work, you sitting there scratching your head, talking to the next servant, yo, so how much you think he's gonna pay us? You know, and you getting distracted, wondering how much you're gonna get paid, so much so that you don't get the work done and you don't get paid at all. Instead you got to be like that servant who's like, yo, you know what? I don't know how much he's gonna pay me, but I know that if I get the work done, I'm gonna get paid. You know, that's the mindset to be in. I don't know how much I'm gonna get paid. I don't know if I'm going. What I do know is if I get the work done, I'm gonna get paid. What's up? No. Okay. No problem. So I know that if I get the work done, I'm gonna get paid. So you gotta basically be of that mindset, man. Oh man, I hope this thing is not falling down. Yes, it is. All right, so you know what? I'm a try to run through the rest of these precepts fairly quickly. Okay, and you know, wrap it up. Now this is Matthew chapter 20. Let's see. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24. Okay, verse 45. All right, so it says, who then is a faithful and wise servant whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? So who's the faithful servant? You know, and how you gonna find out if you one of those faithful servants or not? Okay, that's right. Zab ban lawyer 444. The elect will endure unto the end. All right. Out the water. That was the precept I was quoting earlier. Be ye separate. SWE, Acts 17 and 11, it says, these were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. Okay, so now going back here, so it says, what the question now we're asking, right? Because the elect are the faithful servants, right? So Matthew 24 and 45 says, who then is a faithful and wise servant whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? So who is a faithful and wise servant? Verse 46, blessed is that servant, okay, whom his Lord when he cometh shall find so doing. Okay, so if the time when, you know, the Lord stops us from doing this work, but it doesn't even stop there. See, enduring on, that's why the Lord specified enduring on to the end, because it doesn't stop at you know, the Lord, us not being able to teach anymore, because in Jacob's trouble, you still gotta keep your faith in the Lord. You just gotta do it in another way. You see, now we do it through teaching, we do it through going out there, we do it through our videos to show our diligence. But in the time of Jacob's trouble, we're gonna have to do it through physical faith. Okay, so that's gonna be a continuation. Just because the famine of the word hits doesn't mean that the trying of your faith has stopped. It's just being taken to another level now. All right. So you got to continue to, number one, you got to give all diligence in doing this work. But number two, when Jacob's trouble hits, you got to give all diligence in your faith. You can't wither in faith, man. Okay. So it's saying here, blessed is that servant whom his Lord when he cometh shall find so doing. It says, verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. So he gonna find out that he's of the elect, right? Okay, he's gonna find out that he's of the elect. But because he didn't know, what was he supposed to do? What did the Lord tell you? The Lord said, this is the reward I'm gonna give you. Okay, let me put it into context. This is the reward I'm gonna give you if you continue to follow me. What did the Lord tell the disciples when Peter asked them, we have forsaken all and followed you, what are we gonna get? He said, look, those of you that have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne in his glory, you also gonna sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes. That's the reward he gave them, right? Now, the truth of the matter is only the elect are gonna, follow what Yahushua said and gain that reward. But now we don't know exactly who the elect is. We might have an idea, but we don't know who the elect is. So what's the best thing for all of us to do if we don't know who the elect is? Wouldn't the best thing to do is just do what the scripture said the elect would do? And if you're able to finish doing it, then you're of the elect. The Lord said this is the reward you're gonna get if you follow me. And then only the elect are gonna be able to follow me. So how do I know if I'm of the elect or not? I'm gonna just follow the Lord. And if I can keep following him until the time he comes back, there's my answer. But I'm not gonna stop following the Lord because I'm so curious as to whether I'm actually gonna be able to continue following him or whether I might stop on the way. No. My whole mindset is, look, I don't know if I'm of the elect or not, but if I can make my case even better by continuing to be diligent, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's not hard. Okay. So it says, verse 47, verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. Okay. But if that evil servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, which also goes into having the patience. Okay. But if you think in your mind, because, hey, demons can actually creep into your mind and have you feeling like, yo, what's the point in even doing this? I don't even know if I'm of the elect. What if, you start thinking of what if thoughts. What if I do all this and I don't make it on the chariot? That's not even something you want to be thinking about. Okay, because the demons will actually have it fester and manifest, and it'll hold you back from doing the work, man. Because every time you put it in work, you feel in the back of your mind, why am I even doing this? What if I'm not of the elect? What if none of this matters? That's a demonic mindset, man. That is a straight demonic mindset. And that's gonna withhold you from giving your full potential. Because you're going to feel like, what's the point in doing something that I'm not sure of? But to hell with that. If you want to be sure, then give it your all. All right. This truth isn't something that you should be willing to fail at. This truth isn't something that you should say, oh, I'm going to just leave it to chance whether I pass or not. No, not over here. All right. I don't know what's going to be on the test. So I'm going to study the whole textbook and whatever to make sure that I'm best prepared. So whatever shows up, I can answer it to the best of my ability, man. I'm not going to sit there, oh, well, all right, I'll just guess C for everything and leave it up to that and see. No. All right. Do whatever you can to pitch your case and make it better. All right. Clean up that resume. So verse 49 says, then shall begin to smite his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunken. Now, applying it to the topic at hand today, if you got somebody that has that mindset and they end up, stop doing the work because they feel like, number one, there's no point. Number two, they don't know who the elect is, so they might not be of the elect. So what's the point? And then they start to get at people who are actually giving no diligence, start saying things like, well, you don't even know that you're of the elect. So why are you going so hard? What if the Lord just throws you out? And they start spewing that, and they start, basically they get mad because you're doing something that they couldn't do. That's why when people fall out, they turn around and they backbite and they get upset, at the men who are continuing to work because they're now in that zone of, as the saying goes, misery loves company. They're in that zone of, damn, you're doing something that I couldn't do. You're continuing to do a work that I couldn't finish. And it hurts me to see that you're continually growing and doing that. And look at me, I'm continually getting worse. So in order to keep them, all right, in order for them to be able to satisfy them demons, they got to continuously try to bash you and try to bring you down. Okay, because they're like, damn, like I started with you, or I was doing the work and you were doing the work at the same time, but I stopped doing the work, so I want you to stop as well. That's not how it works, man. And that's the difference between the elect and those that are not of the elect. The elect is not going to stop. All right. Can't stop. Won't, like Drake said, can't, he said, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't stop, won't stop. Never stop. And that's the mindset of the elect. You know, I can't stop, won't stop, never stop. All right. Until you know what I'm saying? Until you gain that salvation, man, you can't stop, you won't stop, and you never stop. All right. That should be a slogan, man. All right. Can't stop, won't stop, never stop. So let's finish it off. Verse 50, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. All right, and that's going to show you, hey, look, you were worried about the wrong thing. Your mind was in the wrong area. You're sitting here crying about, oh, well, what if I'm not of the elected? Bro, there's work to do, man. Don't worry about there's work to do. Okay? Yeah, we ain't going nowhere. Okay? There's work to do, man. Focus on the work that we got to do. What did the Lord say? The Lord said the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. Okay? So there's work to do, man. You worried about whether you go how much you think we're gonna get paid? What if we don't even get paid? Don't worry about get the work done. You know what I'm saying? Because now you starting to take away from the work you got to do. You got a full plate. You know what I'm saying? We still got work to do because this. So long as all hell hasn't broken loose yet, there's still people that need to learn and grow in this truth. So we still got work to do. You know, so you don't have time to sit there and you know, of course the thought, of course it will cross your mind every now and then, but I'm saying you can't let that distract you and eat at you, all right, and let that uncertainty build to the point where you're becoming unproductive and unfruitful, okay? Because then you forget about the precepts, because that's why Peter said, give all diligence to make your call in the election sure, man. He didn't say sit there and ponder upon it to where it becomes a problem for you and you can't focus on pushing this word, all right? Because at that point, you're going to give yourself the answer, man, okay? So with that, I'm ended off here. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, all right? Being that the subject is the elect, and this is only going to be edifying to the elect, all right? And Lord willing, we all continue to, you know, in righteousness, and we're going to find out our answer very soon, all right? If the Lord protects you, the Lord delivers you in the time of Jacob's trouble, all right? And you end up getting delivered, whether you're a martyr or whether you stay alive, guess what? You're going to find your answer then. But right now, the main focus is doing the work, all right? Don't worry about the other stuff. Do the work. We're going to get our answers when we get our answers, man. There's a reason we know in part and prophesy in part, all right? If the Lord wanted us to know who the elect is, he would have had it written in the book. But clearly the Lord knows that we don't need to know that, all right, to have sufficient information to push this word, all right? Now, let me read this comment. Slakia. Yeah, know this. All right, let me read this comment real quick. Zaab Bunlawyer 444. I had a dream a few days ago that I was prophesying still during the hour of temptation, and certain people started attacking me. They said I'm a devil, but then the Most High delivered me. Yeah, and that's a beautiful dream right there, man. Okay, and hey, there's times you have dreams like that, man. You know, you have dreams where the Most High delivers you. You pray and the Most High answers your prayers, and you get that close feeling. Just go with that, man. Let that be enough for you. Let that drive you, man. Okay. Focus on what's more important, man. Focus on the reward. Focus on the deliverance. All right. And so you don't get distracted, man. Okay. They being like, I hope he doesn't pay me in the wrong currency. Hey, yeah. You know, you worried about the wrong things, man. Focus on this truth. Continue to push this word and stay in the spirit, man. So like I said, with that, I hope this was edifying unto the elect. The devil's about to come down with great wrath. All right. The Lord said he's going to lift up a standard to protect his elect. So if you sincerely believe in this truth wholeheartedly and you're giving it your all, the Most High got you, man. There's a reason you got that spirit. Okay. Not to give you a big head, but it's to encourage you and exhort you to continue in righteous works, man. Okay. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.